this Yamaha was the synth that Martin had. That's the first synth that Martin Gore had.
Yeah.
That's what we used to use for live. It's a monophonic synth, one oscillator. You know, it would be involving all these twiddling while we were playing live. And
Fantastic.
Moog Source. That's the synth that Fletch used to play with in Depeche when we first started. He used to play bass.
It's a really deeply interesting question for anyone that's into the kind of history of synth pop. Is why you know the musical brains of the operation decided after just one album to jump ship.
I don't. I mean, I don't. Honestly, to say, it's so long ago. I can't remember. I mean, I was really young. You know, we were all really young when our first record did really well. You know, really quickly. Everybody's ego was like, including mine, was like, it was. You know, the reason this record is great because it's me.
Because of me, yeah.
You know, and that caused tension in the band. I think, especially when we were touring, the little bit of touring that we did, and I don't know. I just decided that I didn't want to do it anymore. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do music anymore.
Oh really?
You know, yeah. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do. So, in fact, when we did the first demo with Alison, took it to Daniel. He didn't seem that interested. You know,
This is Daniel at Mute.
Daniel at Mute. He didn't seem that interested. So I thought, oh well. Then I started considering, you know, going back to my normal work.
Which was?
And I've done everything you can imagine, working in factories mostly.
Amazing.
Labouring.
Amazing. That's so funny. I think that's so extraordinary. So it's God-given talents, and you were ready to just say, okay, that my time has been with that. I'm going to move on to the next.
Well,
one.
and it was a great time. I mean, but you know, that was the you know, when Depeche Mode started and things started happening, it was so fucking exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, to hear your record on the radio, it was like we couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and not just that, but to hear they were such good records, and you defined a certain type of music that, as we said earlier on, was so new. That's why I'm still talking about it at the age of 44, and why I've flown over to Brooklyn to interview you, is because I think I feel like I was part of it. So God knows how you must feel, and what I was part of was this completely fresh, futuristic movement. Everything from the sound, the instruments, the production, the clothing, the way that it was marketed. I mean, the entire thing was an explosion of newness, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it must have been quite scary, leaving that behind.
Well, no, it was just exciting to be a part of it. You know, I mean, you know, we still, I don't know. It seemed that in our heads that every guitar band had suddenly just vanished from history.
Yeah.
You know, Gary Glitter and all that all the Sweets. They no longer meant anything. Whereas when I was in my teenagers, they meant everything. You know,
Yeah.
They were just gone from my self-conscious, disappeared.
Wow, talk about multitasking. Jesus.